Right. I got so much to update you guys on, and I haven't updated you on really any of the builds. But I will do. I know a lot of you like to know the technicalities of the builds, and I like to give them to you. It's just a time thing, guys. Anyway, Radix. It's not a Radix 4. It also ain't a Radix 6, I guess. It's capable now. But I wanted to update you. So the body is completed. As you can remember, I chopped up a perfectly good Radix body, which was a downer, which is a silly thing to do. But it did allow me to do a bit of painting, and you guys know I love the painting. I love the fade jobs. I love the green. It's just a nice simple job, although I did pay attention to get a really nice fade over this area here and across the side, uniform both sides, darker at the back here. Nice green at the front, a nice little fade in there as well. I made sure to get a little bit of a darker spot in there just to give it some texture. That is a new custom RC Upgrades wing. Thank you, Lee. Custom RC Upgrades. If you don't know who they are, stop living underneath the rock and crawl out. All the upgraded parts are on. Let's have a look under the hood. If I can get it off past this little aerial here. There, cool. That's the lid. It turned out pretty sweet. So I was happy. So what are we running? So we're running a Mamba Monster X. Now I have a Mamba Monster X8S on the way, but it is big. And I had the Max 6 in here, and that's big as well. So I didn't want to necessarily start cutting too much stuff up on the bits that I want to keep in order to get a huge ESC in before working out what it's kind of capable of. So Mamba Monster X ESC, I can also attach, I've got some nice cat packs that will run down here if it's having a hard time pushing this 2000 kV motor. I don't think it will actually until I start getting to some really tall gears. Again, the stock servo is operating perfectly well. I've got a gyro in there as well. I've just got a 4S battery here because I'm going to test on 4S. Ludicrous Lipos. Look them up on eBay. They do really great servos. Ludicrous servos. Really nice. I use them in all sorts. Really nice and quick. High voltage. Super torquey. I think 41 kilos of torque on 7.5 or 8 volts. My spool, so my armor spool is in there, and it just needed a little bit of an O-ring at the back in between the rear red spacer and the actual spool or gear or spur itself, just to take out a tiny bit of play, but you could have left it in there and it would have been fine. I have with the armor drive cups, they're not as deep as the Corally drive cups, which means that you can fit a stock Typhon front drive shaft and a stock Typhon rear drive shaft, although I am using bigger ones from GPM on both ends. They're not quite 8mm, but they're not as skinny as the stock armor Typhon ones. I think I covered this before, but to run the bigger pinions you need to chop a section of plastic cover off of here. Also super easy. All the nice 7075 shock towers, everything like that is in. I told you about the lowering and the steering arms and rear upper links. I've also added some really trick lights. These are actually rock lights from a company in the US called Lit Lights. Lit LED, sorry, on Facebook. Really nice guy there. They are super bright. These are green, green at the front, and I've got a green at the back because I am going to be doing some evening running and such like and possibly night running on roads where I don't want there to be any traffic around. And so I run lit LEDs on this rig. I run them on my rock crawling rigs, and I have a little treat with that to show you after I finish filming it. So yeah, that's the Radix. Overall, so far, the build quality and the parts quality, the diffs, the way the buggy arrived genuinely was in far better shape, and I mean that from a tuning point of view. The diffs were nicely packed with proper weighted silicon. You could feel that the front was heavier than the rear. It was set up ready to go. I know other cars state that they are, but in all fairness, they're not really. You have to run them through. I did run this through. I found nothing that I wanted to change, nothing that I needed to do except for what I wanted to change, if you see what I mean. Really nice buggy. I have so far no complaints. For the money I've spent on this, plus the upgrades, I think is basically a new Armour Typhon and radio system, because you can't use the stock ones, they're crap. Maybe the version 5, the latest version with the Spectrum stuff, is better. I think the electronics are better, possibly with the Spectrum stuff, but for what I've got in here, value wise, I don't think it can be beat. Again, the body, another test of their international delivery from Italy. You would have thought delivery from Italy in the middle of just after Brexit, no chance. Again, it was with me 2 working days. 2 working days and this arrived. 2 working days and all my other parts arrived. 20 quid, postage, DHL, express, and it truly was express. Very, very nice. The only other place that I get that kind of service from abroad is Island Hobby Nuts. If you know them, they're also very good. I got a sticker on here because the ESC came from them. Other than that, guys, that's the Radix. Next video that you see of this thing, it will be hopefully going at a decent speed down the road. Peace.